Tell us about your soccer journey and how you got to where you're at now at Washington.
So I've always played soccer since I was 5 years old. I started playing, kind of played some other sports, wasn't like super serious about it. Like kind of my parents just threw me into it. Um, and then I slowly just became like, oh, like I only want to play soccer. Like as time went on, I just became like a soccer player at heart. And I was like, I know that moving forward, like this is what I'm gonna focus on. This is the sport I'm gonna play competitively. And then started playing club soccer, knew that I always wanted to play college soccer at a high level, and then kind of just went through the whole recruiting process and ended up here. So I love it. It's awesome.
That's awesome. So your hometown is Peoria, Arizona. How did you decide you wanted
Yes.
to leave the state, and then what attracted you to Washington?
So I knew that I always wanted to go to like a high academic school, which obviously I get here. It's awesome. I wanted to play soccer at a high level too, wanted to play in the Pac-12. Like obviously now it's becoming the Big Ten, but it's also a super competitive uh soccer uh like um I don't know what it's called, like just a high level of soccer in both conferences. That's what I was
Right,
looking for.
right,
High
right.
level soccer in both conferences. So I knew that I wanted to play at a high level, and also just like the culture surrounding UW athletics in general is so awesome. Like all the fans are so supportive. Seattle sports are just great. They're super, super awesome. And then, yeah, I would just say just playing at a high level, high academics was what attracted me most here.
Are you excited about the switch to the Big Ten?
I am, and I'm also not because being from Arizona, like it's pretty far. My family likes to travel to the games. So that's one of the reasons I chose Pac-12 because it was super close for my family to travel. But also it's gonna take me to places I've never been. Like I haven't explored most like of the East Coast. So that'll be super awesome to see as well. And just getting to see those schools and like what their kind of cultures are about over there versus like everything I've seen on the West Coast. So yeah.
I grew up in Cleveland, so like the Big Ten is like my conference, and like going to Ohio State, a bunch,
Yeah.
whether just hanging out there, going to football games or whatnot. The Big Ten's definitely really cool.
Yeah.
So you had a successful season last year with Washington. You appeared in
Yes.
all 19 matches, and you were leading the team with 7 goals and 4 game-winning goals. So what led you to this success?
So I think with being a fall sport, obviously we have to come in a lot earlier than other sports. Like we don't start school here until like mid end of September, but our soccer season starts August 1. So it's kind of all about the preparation throughout the summer. So like my family would be on vacations and I'd be like, oh, well, I have to get up early and go run because or work out or do whatever I needed to do for the day because all the preparation starts in the summer and kind of also taking everything from our spring season and putting it into the fall season plus like all the new players that we got over the summer. Like it's super competitive. So I think all the hard stuff happens in the summer and then you roll in and be ready to go.
It's almost like there's no off season too, because winter you're
No,
getting
no,
your
there's
training.
truly not. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool. It keeps you active though. So what was
Yeah.
your favorite part about last season? And then what did you learn about yourself through the season?
I say my two favorites through the season um were traveling to ASU and U of A, being at home, having all my friends and family there supporting me was awesome. It made it feel like more of a home game to me than it was an away game for everyone else. Um, but that was definitely awesome. And then also the Apple Cup game. Um, Scored 2 goals in that. Like we set a record with attendance for the season. Like it was so loud, so fun. We won. Gatorade jugs being dumped on coach. Like it was awesome. So those were my two favorites.
Yeah, that's definitely a memory you won't forget.
Yeah.
How are you staying mentally prepared and then physically prepared for the whole 90-minute match?
So like a superstition that I have, or not even a superstition, just something I really like to do before games is like if we have um a night game the next night, um, we have like all day to kind of figure out what we're gonna do with the day. So I like to clean, like deep clean my room or like organize something or clean something, which is really weird, but it like helps me like calm myself down, like put myself in a state where I'm like, okay, like it's clean, like I'm ready to just focus on whatever I need to do, and then the next morning I can just like wake up and be ready to go.
Yeah, it gets the mind right.
Yeah.
What about after the game?
So after the game, if it's a night game, it usually takes me a while to like like get the adrenaline to slow down. Um, but once I hit that state of like I'm ready for bed, like I'll call it a night, shut everything down, and then the next morning we all usually get up, go to the training room, get in the cold tubs, hot tubs, like do a flush. We'll do like a foam roll, a stretch, all of that. So then the next day, because usually we play Thursday, Sunday games. So we'll do that Friday morning. Saturday, we're training again for the Sunday game. And then Monday, we kind of just go through the whole cycle again because during season, it just really doesn't slow down. Like every day, you're just kind of like stacking days on top of each other. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That was always the hardest part for me. Was like after the game, like being able to get to bed at a reasonable time. Like I was still
Yeah, it's
so
hard.
amped up and it would last like hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
Um, were there any setbacks you've experienced in any of your seasons that you had to bounce back from? And if so, how did you bounce back?
Yeah. So I actually had ankle surgery my junior year of high school, which was a really hard setback for me because that's kind of like junior year was like the recruiting year. And I was just like rolling through freshman, sophomore, junior year, like summer comes up, I get injured. Like it was tough, and it was a 4 month recovery in the middle of my best recruiting time. So I was like, okay, like I just gotta get healthy as fast as I can, do everything right, and just move on. And then like literally 2 months after my recovery, I committed to Washington. I was like, all right, let's roll. Like here we go. Gotta stay healthy, get my mind right, and then I was ready to roll in the summer the next year.
That's awesome. What are you studying in school? And then do you have any thoughts about after you're done with your career and how you could implement that into your life?
Yeah, so at UW, I'm studying journalism and public interest. I kind of want to work in like media, broadcasting, social media work, like something along those lines. So, um, I'm looking forward to kind of getting an internship in the next few years, kind of figure out what direction I want to go with that, take some more classes, see what I like and don't like, and see which direction I'm going to head in after that.
Do you want to stay in sports?
I do. I want to work in sports for as long as I can, just because they're so fun. Like I've grew up around sports. Like it would be my dream to keep surrounding myself with that.
Yeah, definitely. Um, what are some hobbies that you have outside of your sport?
I love to travel, love to go on family vacations with my family, obviously, and I like to go hang out with my friends, do stuff with them. I like to shop. Uh, so that's something fun. Love to go like try different little coffee places with my friends. All the girls in my house love coffee, so we kind of just go and try different things when we're traveling on travel trips. We'll like be on our morning walks with the team. We'll be like, oh, like let's stop here. This place looks cute. So yeah, just simple things like that are super fun to me.
Yeah, just college girl things,
Yeah, just hanging out.
It definitely doesn't stop though. Like the coffee shop and sagas and just checking everything out.
No,
Like, you'll carry that on.
yeah,
What's your
yeah.
least favorite soccer training drill?
Least favorite, probably like a possession game without goals involved. Like if we're just like playing possession in like a square, like I'm a goal, like I like to score goals. I like to have like something to go for. So anything like without goals, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess this is fine, but not my favorite.
Heard it here first. True goal scorer. What about your favorite training drill?
Um, so probably complete opposite, like anything with finishing, shooting. I like small-sided games, or even like big, just like 11v11, like we're just running through games, like stuff like that is super fun to me.
What women's soccer player do you look up to and why?
I'd say Julie Ertz. Obviously, she's retired now as of this year, but I just love how like family oriented she is and how inspiring it was for me to watch her. Like she had a baby, like got married, still came back and led the US team in so many ways. And I think she is just a great leader and really was just the standard of the team in a lot of ways and just continued that throughout her entire career. So she was super inspiring for me to watch.
That's so impressive. Have a child and then go back to it.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's crazy.
If you could play for any NWSL team right now, who would you be most excited to join?
Oh, probably San Diego Wave. Just because it's like prime location, like right by the beach, life could be worse. Like you're playing for a great soccer team. Um, and for me, that would be like super close to home, like from Arizona, like quick 5 hour drive. Like I'm home, my family's there, everything's good. I'm at the beach. Like,
Yeah, I can't beat that. Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Biggest inspiration in your life.
I say it'd be more of like an experience to me than someone in particular. Like going home and seeing like the young girls from my club soccer organization and like my high school, and I've gone home and like spoke in front of a couple of groups of kids, and that's just like so inspiring to me. Like okay, like these kids have huge dreams, big goals to do kind of like a similar thing that I got to do. So going home and being able to speak to them and kind of give them like tips and tricks to like recruiting and all of that kind of stuff, um, is huge. And I think that's super important and awesome. It's been super inspiring.
Yeah, for sure. Being able to give that back.
Yeah.
Did you have someone that spoke to you that when you were younger you kind of looked up to?
Yes. So I remember a player she played at Portland and she played for my club team. And I remember she came back when I was probably in like freshman year of high school, eighth grade maybe. And I remember she came back and she was like a huge, huge deal to my club. Like she was doing great in college, led her team and all sorts of stats, and she came back. And I remember her talking to us, and I was like, wow, like one day I want to be just like her. Like she has made me like think about things and that I've never thought about, and it was just awesome.
Dang, that's so cool. What are some goals you have for yourself next season?
Yeah. Well, I think going 2 years in a row being a top goal scorer would be awesome. Not to just do it once, but to do it again is the goal. Also going into a new conference, Big Ten. The accolades are always there to grab, and that's always been a goal of mine. Um, to get a Big Ten accolade now, so that's something I'm going for.
I wonder if that's a record, like if anyone's accomplished that leading goal scorer in two different conferences back to back years.
Yeah, yeah. Oh wow, I haven't even thought of that.
You could be the first one.
Yeah.
So what does it take to be play a Division 1 sport while balancing academics and outside factors, having the social life?
I say time management and organization have just been something that really helps you just be in the best place like with your time physically and also mentally. Um my freshman year, obviously I'm a sophomore now, but my freshman year it was hard like transitioning from being like okay, I'm at home, I have my parents to kind of like help direct me, um so I struggled freshman year with like how to split my time with school being such at such a high academic school, and then also um with soccer and being where I needed to be on time, like doing the extra things that needed to be done. Um, but as soon as I got down like my time management and like also keeping a social life, because as soon as that's gone, it's like now I'm missing something, like I need that to keep me going. So once I figured that out, it was pretty easy. And then also organization, like obviously, like I talked about before, I like to like clean, keep everything like very nice. And so that kind of helps my mind like calm itself down, not coming home and being like, oh my God, like my room's a mess, everything's a mess, like I can't find anything. So yeah, kind of just keeping staying on top of both of those things has really helped me keep my life in order and do everything I need to do, be everywhere I need to be.
For sure. Love it. What would you give? What piece of advice would you give to your younger self in junior year, fresh on an injury? Um, Looking back now.
I would say trust the process. Um, Everyone's gonna have like minor setbacks, whether that be like physically, mentally. I've watched a lot of girls go through it, and I would just say trust the process. Like coming in as a freshman, got to play a little bit here and there. Uh, Took my time on a much older team, and then we graduated 17 players after the season. So I was like, okay, like take your opportunity and make sure you're ready. Like stay ready, absorb everything you can, and then hit the ground running. Be ready.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm sure younger you would have loved to hear that too. So that's great.
Yeah, yeah.